This story begins deep beneath the earth, in a sunless world called the Underdark. It was a story about a journey to the surface, to save a friend. It was a story about hope. We were three. Meadow played a fire spirit, slowly dying from a magical sickness. Her only cure was to see the sun, a myth in our lightless world. I was a pyromaniac goblin, and my friend Kyla played a rogue, a survivor of a cruel society. Our first dungeon master wove a beautiful story about our bond, about healing and trust. Our only goal was to get Meadow to the surface, to the sun. Then our storyteller had to leave. A new storyteller, a friend from work, took over. We told him our story, about our journey, about saving our friend. He promised to see it through. We should have seen the signs, the uncomfortable flirting, the way he looked at Meadow, not as a character but as a player. We were invited to a vampire's castle. We were promised a map to the surface. The vampire, a being of immense power, asked Meadow to sing our story. She rolled a perfect score. The vampire was captivated. Then our new storyteller changed. He described the vampire casting a spell, taking control of Meadow's character. He described in detail Meadow's character being forced to undress. He described our friend Kyla screaming through a window, unable to break in. He described my goblins setting bombs, being thrown back by a magical seal. We were helpless. We could only watch. Then, in a voice meant to be poetic, he described the scene that followed. He didn't call it what it was. He framed it as a dark romance. A violation narrated as a love scene. There were no dice rolls, no chance to resist. He had simply decided this would happen. We were silent. The player of Meadow went quiet, shrinking into herself. Kyla, her character's heart, her trust, shattered. She stood up and left the table. Meadow followed. The game was over. But the storyteller wasn't finished. He had one more act of cruelty. He said the vampire now controlled Kyla's character, turning him into a puppet, a weapon against us. He had taken our story of hope and healing and made it a prison. We never played again. The story of the goblin, the rogue, and the fire spirit ended in that dark castle. The sun never rose for Meadow. The goblin never learned to be gentle. And the rogue's chains were never broken. 20 years later, I still think about it. Not the story we played, but the one that was stolen from us, the one we never got to finish.